Welcome to video number 16 in this series on getting a 1974 Mercury Capri ready for 24 Hours of Lemons. The Mercury project shifted from a restoration to a Lemons racer when we ran into issues with engine and more extensive rust than first thought. And so engine's been replaced with a V6 out of a 2005 Ford Mustang, and we're also moving several other components: transmission, rear suspension, front suspension, brakes, etc., instrument panel, computer, from the Mustang to the 74 Capri. Here we're getting the radiator put in. This is... we had to get a new radiator. The Mustang radiator was too damaged in the accident to save, and the recoring the Capri radiator would have cost more than just using this one from Speedway Motors. So we're putting that in and getting the radiator hoses configured. The top hose fit with no trouble at all. The bottom hose, we ended up having to go over to AutoZone, and the good folks there let me go through their supply of hoses in the back. We took a bent wire and bent a wire to the shape we needed, and I got a hose that would work. We had to cut off a little bit of it. It was a little longer than we needed, but that hose took care of the lower radiator, and then we had to take care of the heater hoses. There's heat run up to the intake on the car and back to the heater. Of course, we don't have a heater installed anymore, so we just kind of routed around that. Keaton, meanwhile, is working on the exhaust. We've taken the catalytic converters out. They're not needed for the race. And he's MIG or TIG welding up the exhaust for the car, using the Mustang exhaust as our template. Let's see, and then I'm getting the power steering system hooked up here as Keaton continues to work on the exhaust, and I had to mount that reservoir, getting wheels and tires put back on it. Oh no, we're working on bleeding the brakes. That's what I was working on. That's the other thing, is that needed to bleed the brakes and the clutch. Clutch ended up actually being a little more work. We had to pull a vacuum on it. You'll see us working with a syringe here in a little bit, and a syringe to pull vacuum on the system. So here we are with the radiator in, brakes, everything. We've got clutch and shifter, and we're going to try and run this car. That's the goal. We just working again with bleeding this clutch. That's kind of the last thing that was giving us trouble. And this actually worked well enough to do a little test drive that's coming right up. But we ended up having to bleed the clutch again. That ended up being a recurring issue with the installation. But we did get it sorted out. And of course, you see Keaton continuing to work on the exhaust. And then coming up here shortly, we got the exhaust installed. We put the air intake in. We have to work out a different filter box for it. But for now, and Rick Barnes has come by to help us get through kind of this last little push so we can run the car and see if it shifts and drives, and we can steer it and stop it, and the cooling system will work. So here we are, just very end of August. I think this is the 31st, and we're actually going to move the car out. And I'm going to stop narrating for a second, and we'll just go live.
Probably a cracked thermostat housing. But I guess it's not leaking a ton. I just saw water bouncing around, so. But you're probably good. Sorry, I just didn't want to keep going.
No, it's all right. Yeah, it's loud without the pipes secure up there.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. It moved. It's alive.
Power steering works.
Well, that's good.
Okay, we of course were really pleased with that little test. We just kind of rolled it out and rolled it back in, but it did it under its own power. Clutch worked, but it still wasn't as smooth as we wanted. So we're working on bleeding that clutch again, and then Keaton's working on swapping out the thermostat. These 4-liter V6 Mustangs have a plastic thermostat, and it's kind of a weak point on the engine. Anyway, the other thing we're doing here is opening up the bottom part of the wheel wells just a little bit. The edge of the corner was hitting inside bottom in full lock of the tire was hitting inside bottom of the wheel well. So we ground that open a little bit further, and then kind of running it again here, but we don't have the exhaust all set up yet, and so that's going to be finished. But Elizabeth, Keaton's wife, stopped by to check on us and progress here. I think it's the first time she got to hear it run. Now we got to get that exhaust finished hooking everything up on it, and one of those is the muffler, so we can take it for a little bit longer drive, we hope. So I pulled the battery out because the muffler ends up fitting right underneath the battery, and I needed to drill some holes to get the mounts put in for the muffler. So working on that here, and then let's see what comes next. I think we've got Keaton working on some programming. Yeah, so it was throwing some codes. It was beeping about, it was unhappy about not having doors and some of the other things it was looking for. Keaton was able to go in and tell the computer that, no, you don't really need those things, so that was good. But we were hearing, when we were running it, we were hearing, once we ran it a long time and let it get good and warm, we could hear a little click, click, click on the passenger side, under the passenger side valve cover, and it was concerning enough. You know, the radiator was working fine and everything, but that click, click, click didn't sound right. So it was concerning enough that I took it apart to pull the valve cover. Unfortunately, I have to take the whole shock tower off. It's a little bit of a problem with this, how tightly everything fits. It's not a problem if you haven't done the alignment yet, but if I had to do this after the alignment, it would, you'd have to redo the alignment. Anyway, we take the valve cover off, and sure enough, on the chain tensioner a bolt had broken. Must have broken in the accident, and that bolt sheared, so the tensioner's not keeping tension on the chain, and then it left the stud, the end of the bolt, stuck in the valve cover, or the valve housing there, the head. So we're going to have to get that out, and then we had another problem. It was leaking oil out of the rear main, and so here, with less than a week to go, we got to pull the engine. So this, of course, was disheartening. There's so many things that we still needed to get done in this last week before the race, and kind of have to pull the engine out. You know, we talked about, can we just go ahead and let it leak? No, you can't leak that much oil, probably. Can we run it without the tensioner? Probably we could, but we just decided that the safest thing would be to pull the engine out and see if we can take care of these things. So that's what's coming up in the next video. Thanks for watching.